that you are helpless, and this is going to happen, and that is going to happen. But greater is he, my brothers and sisters, than he that is in the world. You know, the Bible tells us that Jesus, it says in Isaiah 42:16, I will guide them along paths that they have not known. I will make the darkness become light for them and the rough ground smooth. So when you are going through a place, remember Isaiah 42:16. Let me say that again. Isaiah 42:16. Listen at what God says when you're in trouble. God says, I will guide them along paths that they have not known. I will make the darkness become light for them and the rough place smooth. God says he would do this, my brothers and sisters, and God's promises are yea and amen. Psalms 145:8 says, the Lord is gracious and full of compassion, slow to anger, and of great mercy. Oh, thank God for that great mercy. The Bible tells us that, brothers and sisters, that his mercies are new every day. When one day is over, there's another day coming. Yes, oh, praise God, praise God, praise God. So on this Tuesday, brothers and sisters, and you're going through something, repeat Psalms 37:40, and it says, and the Lord shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them because they trust in him. Who's your trust in, brothers and sisters? The Bible says in Proverbs 3, trust in the Lord with all thy heart. Lean not upon thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. You might have to go through the valley of decision. You might have to climb some mountains, but he said he'd never leave you nor forsake you. Psalms 48:14 says, for this God is our God forever and ever. He will be our guide even unto death. He said he's not going to leave you, brothers and sisters. He is there everywhere. So remember, there's a way out of your mess, and it's JESUS.
Where can you buy a brand new Nissan with a lifetime warranty? Kingston Pike. Hey folks, Gerald Anderson with Ted Russell Nissan. You heard it right. Every new Ted Russell Nissan comes with a lifetime warranty, and that's a long, long time. Ted Russell Nissan on Kingston Pike.
Good morning and welcome to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Ask Your Neighbor can also be heard and seen on our website, WYSHradio.com. And if you are in Anderson, Roane, or Morgan County and have Comcast cable, you can watch Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV Channel 12. Ask Your Neighbor is the program where you call in and do just that. Ask Your Neighbor. Do you have a comment? Do you have a problem? Or do you have a question? Then call in and Ask Your Neighbor, 865-457-1380, or toll free at 877-711-4005. And for those of you that might be listening or watching on the internet, you can email from our website, WYSHradio.com. Just click on the Contact Us button and email your questions. Now sit back and listen as listeners throughout East Tennessee and the entire world answer your questions on Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV 12 and AM 1380 WYSH.
Good morning, everybody. Ask Your Neighbor. Here we are on Tuesday morning. It is the fourth Tuesday of the month. Stephanie Wells joins us here from the Anderson County Department of Tourism. She's the director of our tourism department. Hi, Stephanie. How are you?
I'm doing great, Ron. How are you?
I'm doing well today. I'm doing pretty good. Yesterday was a beautiful day. Today's going to be another one. And
yes, I think
I was ready for it.
It's supposed to be like up in the 60s or something. It's getting here quickly.
Yeah,
that's what I like.
Mike said might even get to 70 today, so that's great. That's all right by me. So I'm ready for springtime. I am not a winter guy. I like it for a minute.
Yeah.
You know?
I like it, and I like the snow, but I'm done.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Hopefully we won't have
I gave you 3 months.
That's
let's
enough.
move on.
So how's everything going? It's about to get wound up for you guys, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes. So we, most of our events, we have some in January and February, but it really just starts taking off in March.
Okay.
So Windrock is very busy in March. They're starting off with their Northern Rock Racing Association series.
Okay.
And that is a hill climbing event. So you think racing, you think let's just go as fast as we can, and they do try to get up the hill pretty fast, but it's a slow process.
Okay.
So it's the rock crawling machines. So it's really interesting to see. And I always think it's funny because, they have to get out a wrench. Oh, they're mad. Like, they want to get up there on their own. They don't want to have to rope off and tie off or anybody push them or anything like that. So, yeah, it's really interesting to see how they can do that. It's fascinating how their tires will turn,
Oh, I've seen them. I've seen them flip over. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes their driving looks like straight up. You couldn't walk it.
Straight up, and then just like kind of come down. And they have a lot of money in these things too. So yeah, it's really interesting to see.
People, do they get a pretty good crowd up there to watch?
They do. There's plenty of kind of spaces on the side that you can safely watch, and it's very family friendly. And so that is the first weekend, March 7th and 8th.
Okay.
So I think that's the first weekend.
Okay.
So, and then they have a Shamrock Shakedown. So that's another off-road event, but it is limited to 150 people.
Okay.
So if you're interested in doing something like that,
what is that?
It is where they do guided rides or group rides. There's camping, bonfires, family food, really family-friendly atmosphere.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like if you're looking to join a group to start riding with, this would probably be an opportunity for you to meet some people and kind of.
Tracy and I looked into it. We looked into taking the kids up there, like I was telling you about. And I finally looked into getting some dates and times and figuring out if we could do it. We're gonna try and do that this spring. So
awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. So, and then I'll come back to Windrock in just a second. But March the 22nd is our 5-county Norris Lake cleanup.
Yes.
And I know probably people have seen the news about Anderson County Park. We are still going to go out Anderson County Park. Okay. They're working on the road this week to try to get an alternate route into the parking area. Okay. So we still, hopefully by next week, it'll be open back up to the day use area. Okay. That includes the launch, the playground.
Did the water wash the road out? Is that what happened?
They've had some issues for a while with that area, and then the high water level that we've had. And I don't know if you've seen where they were spilling it over the dam. And it's, really high up on the banks down the Clinch.
The river, the river behind my house is up.
Yes. So they were already at full pool.
Yeah.
If you look at Facebook and you look at Stardust,
their docks on
it was
water.
like I don't know how many feet before you even got to the dock.
Yeah.
So that you could get onto it. So, but their TVA is pulling the water down, and the thing about that is when it gets high like that and it comes down, it leaves a lot of stuff on the lake bank.
Okay.
So there'll be a lot for us to clean up.
Gonna have your work cut out for you.
Yes. So that's March the 22nd. Okay. We will be in Anderson.
22nd or 26th?
March 22nd.
22, okay.
Yes. We will be in Anderson County at Anderson County Park. We'll be in Campbell County up at Flat Hollow Marina. We're going to be in Union County and Claiborne County around Beach Island and Hickory Star.
Okay.
So just go to the website, norrislakeproject.com. Okay. You can also find it on our site. Sign up. We usually work from 9 to 1. We provide all the trash bags, the pickers, all that stuff. We just ask you to please wear some sensible shoes. So wear boots, wear something with some good traction, make sure they're a dark color.
You don't want your brand new.
No, don't wear your new On Cloud, white On Clouds. Don't wear your $150 tennis shoes that your mama bought you. Don't wear those. And speaking of mamas and children, it is a good opportunity for kids to get their volunteer hours. So that's the Tennessee Promise. It qualifies for that. It qualifies for your high school volunteer hours, college volunteer hours. We have a lot of students that come from the University of Tennessee and participate. So if you are under the age of 16, we do ask that you bring an adult, and they have to stay with you. We've had situations where they want to drop the child off and leave, and we're not comfortable with that. So if you're under 16, just and you don't drive. If you're 17 and don't drive, if you don't have transportation, then an adult needs to stay with you.
Okay.
But it is eligible for the volunteer hours.
Okay.
And like I said, we provide the boats, we provide the life jackets, we have pickers, trash bags, gloves, all of that. So, but if there is somebody out there that wants to participate and they have a boat, they're welcome to bring it.
Okay.
And work with us also.
How many people usually end up volunteering and helping?
We had about 75 with us last year at one of the locations. Where it's not unusual for us to have, for all the locations, to have close to 200 people.
Okay.
Because like I said, we're in each of the 5 counties. We always have 3 or 4 at least locations. This year we're doing a Saturday and a Sunday date.
Okay.
So the Beach Island, I think, is on a Sunday. So we do have, other options too. So.
And you'll probably, like I said, you'll probably have your work cut out for you with the mess on the bank.
Absolutely. So
and that's the 22nd and 23rd?
22nd and 23rd.
Got it.
But not at every location, so just be sure to check the website. It's norrislakeproject.com.
All right.
So check that out. And it's on our website also, but just check that out and get all the information.
Got it. norrislakeproject.com. All right.
Yep. So back to Windrock.
Right.
They have the downhill mountain bike course. The company that runs that has a race series that they do, and so they'll have another one on March the 22nd. It's just fascinating to see these crazy people take a mountain bike straight down that mountain. So I see you shaking your head like, what? So yeah,
not me.
It's not me either, but they love it. So it's interesting to see that.
Did I see that they have something with Red Bull?
Yes. So that is on March the 27th at Windrock, and I think that, I don't know if I'm talking out of turn or not, but I think that they're going to be partnering with Aspire Park a little bit too. So I don't have all the information on that yet, but there is a schedule online that you can look at, and it's a spectator sport too. Yeah. So if you want to come watch it and see it, that is March the 27th, March the 27th through March the 30th.
Okay. 3/27. All right.
So, and then in between there, if you're a woman and you're thinking, I'd really like to get into four-wheeling, there is a women's four-wheeling weekend on March the 27th through March 30th, and it is just for women only. It involves camping. I think there's a meal involved. They teach you kind of how to ride, safety, all those kind of things. It is limited, so if that's something that you are interested in, check out our website and sign up for that too.
Good, that's good. I didn't realize that was a thing, but it's pretty popular. That, and then there's like a girls' Jeep club.
Yes.
I had no idea that existed, but there you go.
As their website says, it's a no judgment zone, wide open event. So
there you go. Have at it.
So in other words, if you drive a little crazy, like my husband says I do, I don't know why he says that, but if you do, then no judgment. If you do something wrong, nobody's judging you.
My wife don't know why I say that about her either.
Yeah.
But well, that's good. What else do we have happening?
The Red Bull event. Speaking of Jeep, the Jeep Adventure Academy is March the 28th through the 30th also. So that is for Jeeps only. Same thing. It's a limited number of people. You pay to. I think you go through a series of courses, and then they kind of teach you how to safely drive a Jeep.
Okay.
So because it's not as a lot of people learn it by mistake, making mistakes, and learning not to do that again.
If you drive a vehicle off road, it can get hairy depending on where you're driving.
Jeeps can get a little bit crazy on road too. With the way that they're built and stuff, but. I don't know, when I turned 16, my dad had a Jeep, and he sold it. I don't know what that was about either. So. I was so upset. I always wanted one.
Yep.
So then my mom had one later in life, and I rode it. I was like, now I understand why.
Can't they tip over pretty easy if you're not careful?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've heard that about them.
Yep. So. And then the last weekend of March, which is March 29th, and the first weekend of April, North Dam State Park partners with the Tennessee Valley Authority, and they do guided wildflower hikes.
Oh, wow.
At the dam. So they have multiple options that day, those 2 days that you can sign up for.
What is it, the 29th and what?
The 29th and April the 5th.
Okay.
And so I think they are on both sides of the Clinch, on the River Bluff Trail, and then over on the other side near the Songbird Trail. But you can go to their website, just Google North Dam State Park, and it'll take you to the state site, and you can actually register. It is free, but you can register to get your spot for those events. So a lot of people love that. I mean, the rangers are great. They know what the wildflowers are. You could tell me 100 times, and I still couldn't tell you tomorrow what they are. But they know exactly what they are and can talk about all the different.
I didn't know they offered that. That's cool.
Yeah. That's neat. And then you're talking about the Jeep. Ladies Jeep Educational Extravaganza, April the 10th through the 13th. So the women's only Jeep event.
That's cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't realize how popular it was. One of my stepdaughter's friends, her mom, has a Jeep, and man, they're in it to win it. They go to all these events, and
Yes, we have a couple of guys at our church that have Jeeps, and they're all the time talking about all the events that they have. And then when we do things at our church, their whole group shows up for whatever we're doing. So any kind of event we're having, a fundraiser or something like that, they are there.
They're there.
So
that's good.
Yeah. So it becomes a little bit of a family atmosphere. And here in downtown Clinton, at the Clinton Community Center, actually, the Mosaic Arts Festival will be April the 12th.
Okay.
So
I had Joey Smith up here yesterday. We were talking about getting Catherine to come back up, talk about that here before it comes time for that. How many, is this the second or third year we've done this? Or?
Oh, I think it's more than that. I think it's been going on I don't know if it was pre-COVID or not.
Okay.
Or right after COVID. But yes, it's at least the third year.
Gotcha.
So, but they have a run that morning also. So if that's your thing, if you like to run.
Where do they do it?
They do that at Lakeside Park. So it's connected with it. You can go to you can start at our website, but you can also go Google Historic Downtown Clinton, and you'll pull up their website, and you can register for it online. And it's not a 5K. I'm not sure what the distance is, but people that run like to run.
I did
Get you a free T-shirt, all that good stuff.
Is that information on your site?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, and then hang around for the Mosaic Festival.
Okay.
So then we have a mountain bike event that we do. It'll be April the 26th.
Yeah.
And it is in the North Watershed in North Dam State Park. And it's a poker run. So it's just a fun, not a race. It's just a poker run. And we partner. We have the same group that does the cleanups called North Lake Project. We put this on as a fundraiser to help sustain the trails that are in the North Lake system, which is like Lewiston, the Watershed, North Dam State Park, Big Ridge, and Cove Lake.
Okay.
So we do this as a fundraiser, and one of the projects that we're working on right now is getting better access at North Dam State Park for mountain bikers. So if you're ever driving up the freeway, a lot of times you may see just a car sitting on the side of the road with a bike rack at the back. So there's no really great parking spots for them to access the trail. Okay. So we're working on expanding some of those along the freeway and around North Dam State Park.
That's good.
So if you're a mountain biker, and we're also raffling a bike. So
that's cool.
So all that information.
And that's the 26th?
That is April the 26th.
Okay.
And it's called NATS, North Area Trail System. So mountain bike poker run.
Okay. Cool.
So I'll go on through April and one in May. The Paws for a Cause is the pet expo that they have here in Clinton on April the 26th. It's at Carden Farm Dog Park.
Okay.
So that is something that we've really done well on developing in the county, across the county, is our dog parks.
Yeah.
So I know Aspire has a really nice one. Oak Ridge has a couple of nice ones. And then the city did a really really nice park over there at Carden Farms.
And what is the pause? What is?
It's Paws for a Cause Pet Expo. So they'll have vendors set up. They'll have activities for your.
And it's over at the Carden.
It's at the Carden Farm Dog Park on April the 26th.
Okay. Pause for a Cause. Take your dogs and cats and.
Think dogs. I'm not sure about cats. So a lot of times those don't go well together.
They don't, do they?
It says 2-legged and 4-legged. So yeah. So I guess you can bring your children too. They're welcome. They'll have food trucks, activities. It is a fundraiser for the Anderson County Animal Rescue Foundation.
Okay.
So.
I get confused with the animal shelter and then the animal rescues, and we've got a number of different groups.
A lot of different, yes.
All right.
They all need help.
Yes, they do, for sure.
Yeah. So, and then sticking with animals, on May the 2nd is sheep shearing at the Museum of Appalachia.
Gotcha.
So if you've never seen that, if your kids have never seen it, I mean, I had never seen it until I attended one of these. But it's really interesting to see. I think we've talked about this before. The most fascinating thing is the sheep herding dogs. So the little what kind of dog? What's a breed? I don't know if they're collies or I was trying to say Shetland. That's a pony. I don't know exactly what they are, but that's amazing how the dogs, they almost know before the sheep or the herd that they're doing. They all know where they're going to go. It's pretty cool. Like we've talked about this before. I can't get my dog to come to me for anything. So let alone
a treat. Mine goes for treats.
You know, he doesn't even do that except for bacon. He's a little bit of a treat snob. So, but if you got bacon, he'll come. But sometimes I think he runs off just to get bacon.
Gotcha.
So, but it's really interesting just to see they walk through the whole process. They're shearing the sheep, they're cleaning it, they're spinning it, turning it into wool, and then they're showcasing some clothing and all of that stuff.
That's really cool.
So, and then the sheep herding is, like I said, my favorite part.
From start to finish. Starts off with a sheep, and you end up with a shirt.
Exactly. Exactly. And I mean, like I said, I knew the process, but I had never seen it until I went and watched.
I've never seen it. I've I've seen the herd dogs where they just keep them when they have them out there herding them in the field, but I've never seen them shear the sheep.
Yeah. So, and then the Clinch River Antique Festival is also March 2nd and 3rd.
May or March?
May, sorry. Yes, May. May 2nd and 3rd.
Okay.
So, they look a little bit different this year because they are going to start construction in downtown Clinton. I don't know if you've have those details on your website or.
I don't have all of the details. They might be up there. I don't know if we do or not though. But they're starting now.
They're starting soon, very soon.
Yeah, I saw.
And it's going to last about 18 months. So I think everybody will see a big difference in Market Street and Main Street.
How are they going to set up the same way, or do we know yet?
We don't know yet. So we're going to be using all the spaces that are around that area. So we want to try to keep some of it, make sure people know that the shops in downtown are going to be open, and they're going to be open the whole entire time.
Gotcha.
And they did say that the construction company said they might have to shut down maybe one day, maybe a few hours a day on one day, but that they should not be shut down for a prolonged period of time. And it won't all be shut down.
Okay.
It'll be kind of a moving, they'll kind of transition down the road as it goes. So we are going to try to, especially, on the north end or the south end of the street, try to have some vendor booths there and then maybe some in the back. But Catherine can talk about all the details. We're just trying to stay fluid with it right now because we're not real sure. We may be able to use the whole street, we may not. But they are doing it, and it is going to be around Market Street and Main Street.
Vendors need to register for that too if they want to go.
Yes, they do. They need to sign up now.
Okay.
It'll be better for them to sign up early. That way, we know what we're dealing with.
That way,
So if anybody's an antique dealer, they have arts and crafts on Saturday on Main Street. If there is an application process, and your arts and crafts are jurred before, so we want to be sure that we offer up a good
selections.
Yes. So
yeah, they have
that process.
And now they went across Main Street up there by as well. It's grown up through there too.
Yes,
so.
I think they'd like to take it all the way down.
It keeps growing.
Yeah. But we've got a few businesses down on that end too, so we want to be sure that they are involved in the process, involved in the event.
It's turned out to be a huge event.
It is. It's growing every year, too. So the fall is usually bigger than the spring. So the spring is definitely something that we would like to grow. I don't know if it's just mindset or what, but it's always, we started the one in the fall earlier than we started the one in the spring.
Yeah.
And they used to actually be ran by two different organizations. So I think that a lot of people are definitely familiar with the fall and maybe not as familiar with the spring. So it's amazing. You can do something for 10 years and people don't know about it.
It's amazing how it has grown though and went from just
well, I think we talked about this last time. It started off like an anniversary celebration. So.
And it's turned into, certainly a regional event where people come from neighboring states. And see, I noticed too, there's a lot of the same people that come. You know what I mean? Every year. They return every year with their stuff.
And we lost a lot of them though during COVID.
Yeah.
Some of them passed away. Some of them just got out of the business. And so you will see some new faces, too.
That's good.
So
Good.
looking at some of the registrations, you'll see some new faces. And speaking of new faces, you're going to see some new faces new businesses on Market Street, too. So, and Catherine could talk more about that.
A lot of rumblings about that.
Yes. So a lot of food. A lot of food coming.
Good.
So, yes.
That's been a long time coming. A lot of folks have talked about that, needed it. I think it'll be good.
I think it'll be fantastic.
Get one of those anchor restaurants in there and that, Great. That's
now that I'm in the downtown area, it's like,
there you go.
We need some food. So all of our restaurants are great, but you like to eat something different every now and then. So.
No, it's going to be again. I think it's the perfect mix. You go down there, spend. Because if you go down to Market Street, you go downtown, you want to shop. You're not just going to go like you go into the Walmart and come back out. I mean, there's stuff. There's different things to look at. So,
well, and if you look at the data, we've pulled the data for that area, and most people are just staying a couple of hours, and they'll maybe come in the morning, and then they're looking for something to eat, and once they leave the area, they're not coming back.
Yeah.
And then you have a lot of people that are there during the lunchtime hour. And and then you really tapers off in the evening because there's nothing for them to do in the evening in that area. So you maybe see some of the businesses stay open a little bit late.
Are they doing the Friday thing where they're open the businesses the Friday before the Saturday?
Yes.
The Friday night?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So it'll be Friday night. It starts at noon, I think, on Friday and goes to the evening, and then it starts back up Saturday morning and goes to 4, I think, on Saturday afternoon.
Like I said, your world's getting ready to get busy.
Yes. Well, I mean, if you look at our calendar, it's about every weekend. And in Windrock, I think they have 3 events the same weekend. So, which would 73,000 acres, I guess you could do that.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, again, I would have. I don't know. I didn't foresee that being as big as it is when they first started. People first started just going up there and riding. It's just turned into a huge pastime and hobby for people.
Oh, yeah. Well, and you also have Brimstone, Royal Blue right there. You've got Brushy Mountain Prison. And you look at the New River area, and that's an area that's just... There's a lot of opportunity, and you already see some people taking advantage of that with the short-term rentals.
Riding out there.
So
cool.
Yeah, because you're right. That area is just in the hub of all 3 of those locations, and Brushy Mountain too. So, and people love. I mean, look at Townsend. People love to get off the road,
off the beaten
path, up in the mountains, and be surrounded by nothing.
Yeah,
so,
that's cool.
Really nice. Really nice.
As far as like signing up for the Antique Festival or whatever, do you have info on our website?
You can start at our website.
Okay.
You can call me 457-4542. You can look at our website, adventureanderson.com. Email me. It's just info@adventureanderson.com, so we can make sure, or like I said, also Google Historic Downtown Clinton, look at their page, and I think you can register. Pretty sure you can do it online.
Okay.
So don't hold me back to 100%, but I think you can. But we'll get you registered. So definitely.
I know they had it where Catherine was doing the Christmas parade, we could sign up for that online.
Yes.
So she's probably got it for that too.
Yeah.
It's great. Good news. I'm anxious for some of this stuff to get going. I'm anxious for the weather to. Like I said earlier, I'm not a winter guy too much. So I'm anxious for some of these things to go. I want to get up. There's just so much stuff. I say this probably every time you're here, but we have so much to do right here.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
I just don't, and I don't know why.
Right.
You know, it's like 2 weekends ago, Tracy and I, we went up to Sevierville and spent the weekend, and we had first looked about going up to Windrock, but schedules with the kids and everything else, we couldn't do that. But we went up there. But I definitely want to go up there and spend the weekend, get one of those cabins, and just take advantage of some of the things we have.
It's the same way everywhere. We were just in right outside of Washington, D.C. This past weekend for a show, for a travel show, and talking to everybody, and we're like, because we've taken our son to Washington, D.C. We love it. And we're talking about all the Smithsonian's and the statues and all this stuff. And this woman, she's just rolling her eyes. She's from there. She's like, I don't know why in the world you like that stuff. I'm like, are you serious? She's like, we never go down there. Like, we never do that.
You take it for granted when you live in it.
And we went one year, we were there at spring break. And it really, it wasn't that crazy busy. So I'm like, well, it surely, because it's not like it's New York or,
I've never been to D.C. The boys have.
But
I've never been to D.C. I'm one of these days.
Like I said, we've loved it. Just the Smithsonian. My son loves history, so all of that was very interesting. So, and we toured the Capitol, and we went the first time that Trump was in office, and he had just gotten in office, and they hadn't set the protocols, so we could not visit the White House. So so we want to go back and visit the White House.
That's cool.
But if you do ever go, get with your congressman and take a tour of the Capitol with them.
Well, it's
next level.
Trey got accepted. This has been a few years ago to a science camp that pretty exclusive thing that he got to go to. I think only 200 kids got to go to it. Kind of STEM stuff. And while he was there, that was in Maryland.
Oh yes.
And while he was there, their mom took the twins to D.C.
Yes.
And they did get to go through the White House. So it was cool.
Yep. I didn't get to do any of that this past weekend, but we would love to go back. So everybody's like, don't you have a really good time doing these shows? I'm like, I never get out of the hotel.
Well, yeah, you have to work. You don't have to,
I'm there to work.
All the fun stuff. So.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want folks to know about?
Well, I will say we are really promoting our venues in Anderson County. So if you're looking to host an event, if you're getting married, if you're if you're listening and you're in the corporate world and you're looking for, someplace to have your corporate picnic or retreat or anything like that, look at our website. We have a lot of information. Well, especially with the Spire Park.
I know that
they have a lot of a great venue there. Museum of Appalachia. The Country Jewel is still up in Andersonville. Some of our marinas have gotten away from hosting some of the events, but they'll do a little bit of that in the off season. So we also have some other, like Porch Manor, which is like a barn. Great for weddings, but they also look at corporate events and things too. So we have quite a few in Anderson County, from very small up to pretty large.
I know when we were at Aspire, they said that they were already booked up quite a ways in advance. So that's good.
Yes, they have a great facility there. Oak Ridge has several facilities there also, and they're fixing to open their convention center, their little convention center area. So, again, if you kind of want to think outside the box on some of it, Windrock has corporate retreat packages.
That would be cool.
So you can rent UTVs, go riding. They have a meeting space that you can meet in. So great team building exercises, those kind of things. So you need to get your group together and take them up there.
That sounds like an idea.
Do some team building.
Yeah, great. Well, good.
There's a lot of opportunity. A lot of people think they have to go to Knoxville to do that, but there's a lot of opportunity right here. And with catering on site also.
So we've got...
And there's several great caterers in the area if you pick a location that doesn't have that service.
Yeah, you're right. People probably just don't realize that we have the facilities. I knew about Aspire. I knew about Museum of Appalachia, but that's in Country Jewel. We've done some stuff with her. But That's about it.
Dam State Park with the tea room. They have the inside and outside, and they actually have some space on the other side of the park that they use for meetings and things like that too. So
that's good. Good to promote that, get that out there to the community. Folks, take advantage of it.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, ma'am. Anything else?
Nothing I can think of.
Good.
Anybody ever has any
That's
questions?
enough. I mean, that's quite a bit right there.
It's like I said, we kind of hit March full force. So,
do you attend a lot of these events?
We do, and mostly to just get some pictures for the next time. So I may not be there the whole entire time, but like I help Catherine. I'm on the board, so I help them with setup and things like that. I like to direct people. So I like to tell people what to do every now and then.
Okay.
Yeah, my husband tells me I go into this weird mode. So, and like I said, we help manage the Norris Lake, the
cleanup,
mountain bike, and the cleanup. So you will see my face if you come to Anderson County Park. I will be there to check you in and give you a T-shirt.
All right.
Put you on a boat.
I guess we'll have the cleanup is the 22nd, 23rd.
Yes.
So it will be. I'll talk to you probably after that.
Yes.
So I'll
take some great pictures and tell you all the great stuff we pick up.
Okay.
So,
how do you measure the volume of what you get, or does Waste Management
We weigh
do
the
that?
dumpsters.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We weigh the dumpsters.
Wow.
And at one time we were keeping track of it. Like we had the same amount of weight as the weight of the Statue of Liberty. So we've passed that.
What?
Yes. I mean, we've been doing this for like 12 years.
Wow.
So, and we picked
That's
up some
a
big
lot.
stuff. Last year we had a group that we work with that took a boat apart.
Wow.
And deconstructed an abandoned boat that had been abandoned for a while. Nobody called me and told me to take their boat. But it had been abandoned. We had authorization to clean it up and deconstructed it.
That's a lot of garbage to equal the weight of the Statue of Liberty. That's a lot of garbage.
So I need to find something else for us to work on. But yes, we clean up tons and tons and tons and tons of garbage. And you'll see the bags. We pick up cans, bottles, that stuff too. But also picking up styrofoam off the lake. So we picked up a refrigerator. It was floating just about probably a foot below the surface of the water, just right there, nice for somebody to run over and get themselves thrown out of the boat. So just stuff like that's been dumped. We pick that up. And if you're out there on the lake and you see something, there's a couple of boats that have been out there for years, across from Sequoia. Don't call me about those. We can't do anything about them. They're on private property. But if you do see an area that a lot of floating debris or anything like that, give us a call. Okay. So we have, these are our public events, but we also have groups that we work with, especially UT students throughout the year that are out there picking up specific areas.
Okay.
So, and of course, you can always call TVA too if you want.
Be careful out there.
Yes. Well, and I'll say I really appreciate our marinas, Stardust, Sequoia, Hickory Star, Beach Island, Flat Hollow. We've worked with all of them, Twin Cove. I'm going to leave one out. Waterside, Norris Dam. We worked with all of them. The Marina Association as a whole helps us out a lot. We couldn't do it without them. They give us the boats. They give us the gas. Well, TVA gives us all the supplies.
Well, North Lake's been good to us. Yes. It really has.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. So,
and I grew up on it. I never, in my wildest dreams when I was a kid, thought that it would be as popular and as populated as it gets during the summer. I mean, I've skied from Indian River all the way to the dam before and back and not seen another boat hardly. You know what I mean?
Yes. Well, if you're out there in the week, that'll still happen a lot of times.
Oh, yeah.
It will, right in the middle of the summer, especially after July the 4th, it just kind of takes a downturn.
Well, I used to do that. I would take Monday off and then Sunday afternoon until we came in Monday, you had the lake. Yes. It doesn't matter, even summertime, a lot, It's really nice when I'm out on the houseboat. I mean, it's quiet after probably about 2:30 on Sunday afternoon, 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, people start funneling out.
Well, and one last push for Anderson County Park. Their campground is open. Yeah. So I think some people were confused, but you can get to the campground. They are taking reservations. Okay. We started doing that pre-COVID too, and a lot of people don't realize that you can get a reservation out there because you couldn't for years.
Yes.
So make a reservation, stay out there at the park. So we've got some new spots out there for bigger campers and buddy spots and stuff like that too. So
Good deal.
So check that out.
Lots going on, and if,
Yes.
again, the website, Adventure Anderson County, adventureanderson.com.
Yes.
Adventureanderson.com. I'm getting it. It's starting to catch
Or
on.
y'allcome.org.
Y'all come. I always remember that
one.
one.
Still get there from y'allcome.org.
And all the information is there, and then I think I've got links on our website to your website too. So, everything else good?
That's all I've got.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll see you again next month, and
Yes.
after that, we'll anxious to see how much trash that you guys get this time.
Yes.
Does it? Have you seen up and down years, and does it contingent sometimes, you think, on the visitors that we have, or is it like when we have high water like this, always when the water goes down, I'll find stuff in the yard, you know what I mean? I'll find stuff, mostly trees, mostly trees,
Yes.
but occasionally I'll find, like I found basketballs, and I found a steering wheel, you know, that come down the river for somewhere.
Yeah.
But so when the water comes up, I know that's bad, but is it predicated a lot on just the visiting from the summer
I
before?
will tell you the dumpsters are not as full as they used to be. I know we picked up, it's been maybe a year and a half ago, maybe it was a fall event that we did, and I was almost embarrassed. Like the dumpster was basically empty. I'm like, this is fantastic.
Great.
So that's what we want to see.
Yeah.
When we first started, we really concentrated on the islands because for years people went out there and camped and just left their stuff.
Yeah.
The strangest thing I've seen is a shower stall, bathtub, shower, fiberglass stall with a barrel with a hose and a shower head. So they were collecting the water in the barrel and letting it come through the shower head and a shower curtain, a makeshift shower. I'm like, you realize you could just go in the lake. You know, it's okay. You could just go to the lake. So that's
that took a lot of work.
Yeah.
I mean,
we had a group of guys that just loved busting that thing up. So you can camp on the islands. I don't know if people are aware of that. You can camp on the islands, but what you take in, you need to take out.
Bring it home with you.
And I always say trash begets more trash.
Yeah.
So if there's a pile of beer bottles or bottles, Coke cans, whatever over there, and you're camping on the island, people they just throw it on there, just top it off. And so we've cleaned up a lot of those, and you don't see that anymore.
Good.
So I think if people look around and be like, okay, I don't see any trash anywhere else,
don't throw it down.
They'll throw it in a trash bag.
Good.
So we've seen a lot of areas that we've cleaned up, and they're staying clean.
Good.
So we keep an eye on the islands. Because even though it's public land, you know, nobody else is cleaning that up. So we've definitely seen some areas, but the styrofoam, it's always going to happen.
Because it comes
it's going to break loose.
Yeah.
It's going to break loose. And I know even the encased, we picked up several of the encased.
And
I'm like, I kind of want to put this on eBay or Facebook
do something
and try
with
to
it.
sell it. Because that stuff's expensive.
Oh, I know.
It's like there was nothing wrong with it. It's just come loose.
It just broke
and
loose
so, I've thought many times, like, well, we can maybe raise some funds
You could, probably.
sell this to somebody.
That's expensive if you put building a dock or what have you with that stuff. It's not cheap.
And it's not cheap. Not at all. So, and you know, it makes you kind of angry when you think somebody's just taking the refrigerator out of their houseboat because it was a little, those little ones, and just thrown in the lake.
Yeah.
Like, just think it's going to sink and be no problem. Well,
But
it's
it
not.
is a problem.
Those things float. They're full.
Even when they sink, it's not good for the lake when you throw stuff
insulation in there makes it float.
Yeah.
So, but yes, it's not for all that to be dumped into the lake. So.
And if people want to help and volunteer, they just need to go to the website, sign up.
You can register there. You can also register that morning.
You need to be, if you're 16 or under 16, accompanied by a parent.
Yes.
But you can get, what is they get credit for
their
scholarships
or
kids do.
Yes,
Okay.
your volunteer hours.
Very good.
Yes.
Stephanie Wells, Miss Stephanie, we will talk to you next month, if not before.
Sounds
if something
great.
comes up, let us know. And again, I'll try and get all this stuff on our bulletin board and all of that so people know.
Sounds great. Thank you, Ron.
Have a
Appreciate
great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Marty Five here. Let's get down to business. Everybody knows Medicare can be confusing. What with all the parts and plans and all, if you're confused about Medicare, just nip it right in the bud. I call the senior benefits team at Madison Insurance Group or visit their new website, straighttalkmedicare.com. You'll have all the answers to your questions in no time. That's straighttalkmedicare.com or call Madison Insurance Group at 865-425-7300. Tell them Barney sent you.
Winning just got closer at the Mint Gaming Hall. Join us for food, fun, and excitement soon. Hungry? The Backyard Grill is cooking for you. Ready to win? Come play one of our fun games. Watch and wager on your team and horse, too. Featuring an entertainment lounge and patio dining. The Mint Gaming Hall is close by on I-75 in Williamsburg, Kentucky. Check out themintgaming.com for details. Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Winning just got closer.
Happy New Year from Hammers. Get your New Year started off right with new bargains from Hammers. Since 1952, Hammers has been bringing low prices and incredible deals to East Tennessee. The Hammers family will continue to make sure that our store provides the same everyday low prices from your favorite brands in clothing and home goods in 2025. We want our customers, old and new, to have the same great shopping experience as in the good old days. So come in and check out our famous brands like Carhartt, Wrangler, Columbia, Simply Southern, and many of the latest Lady Boutique brands at Hammers' low prices. Redecorating in the new year? Stop by and check out our great selection of area rugs and home decor. So before you shop online, stop in at Hammers, Clinton, Sevierville, Halls, Newcastle, and Wartburg, a hometown retailer that supports the community you live in. Open 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday. And don't forget to check out Hammers' Instagram and Facebook. And remember, if you miss a day at Hammers, you'll miss a bargain.
At Ray Varner Ford, we know every journey deserves a reliable ride, no matter the season or the budget. Hi, I'm Ray Varner, and our team is here with quality pre-owned vehicles priced to move. Dominate the road with the 2021 Ford Explorer King Ranch 4x4, built for power, $39,950. Go big with the 23 Ford Expedition Max Limited 4x4, $49,990. At Ray Varner Ford, we're committed to offering affordable prices and payments you can afford, like this 2019 Honda Odyssey EX, $23,970. Conquer East Tennessee's roads and mountains in a 24 Ford Bronco 4x4 Sasquatch, both tops, $54,951. Or drive in style in a 2016 Ford F-150 King Ranch 4x4, only 63,000 miles, yours for $31,550. And now visit our new location in Morgan County, Ray Varner Ford Used Cars, for even more pre-owned selections. Local you trust, pre-owned vehicles you can afford. Ray Varner Ford in Clinton, I-75.